NASA has launched a new mission to study the edge of Earth's atmosphere to obtain an unprecedented look at the effects of space weather. The SES-14 commercial communications satellite carrying the new global-scale observations of the limb disk gold instrument blasted off on Thursday from the Guiana Space Centre in a launch led by Arianespace. But, not long after takeoff, the firm lost touch with the second stage of its Ariane 5 rocket. Arianespace has since confirmed its established connection with the briefly lost spacecraft after the anomaly, and says both satellites aboard the rocket have reached orbit. The minor setback means the SES-14 spacecraft will reach geostationary orbit 4 weeks later than originally planned, according to satellite operator SES. But it's in good health to carry out its mission.The gold instrument aboard the SES-14 satellite will closely study the interplay between Earth's ionosphere and particles from space, according to NASA. The upper atmosphere is far more variable than previously imagined, but we don't understand the interactions between all the factors involved, said Richard Easts, Gold Principal Investigator at the Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics at the University of Colorado Boulder. That's where gold comes in. For the first time, the mission gives us the big picture of how different drivers meet and influence each other. The minor setback means the SES-14 spacecraft will reach geostationary orbit 4 weeks later than originally planned, according to SES. But it's in good health to carry out its mission. Gold will scan the entirety of the Earth's disk every half hour, as illustrated above. The region is notoriously difficult to study and undergoes rapid changes that can occur in as little as an hour. It responds to both Earth weather and space weather. The first meteorological satellites revolutionized our understanding of and ability to predict terrestrial weather, said Elsayed Talaat, heliophysics chief scientist at NASA headquarters in Washington. We anticipate gold will give us new similar insight into the dynamics of the upper atmosphere in our planet's space environment. The gold instrument is about the size of a mini fridge, according to NASA.It weighs just 80 pounds. The instrument is an imaging spectrograph, which means it can break light down into its separate wavelengths to measure their intensities. Its measurements of far ultraviolet light are expected to bring unprecedented insight into the temperature changes around the world under different conditions. Just like an infrared camera allows you to see how temperatures change with different colors, gold images ultraviolet light to provide a map of the Earth that reveals how temperature and atmospheric composition change by location, East said. Scientists will use the data to determine the relative amounts of different particles, including atomic oxygen and molecular nitrogen, in the neutral atmosphere. And this will allow them to determine the role of these gases in shaping ionospheric conditions. According to NASA, the instrument will also allow scientists to create the first maps of the upper atmosphere's changing temperature and compositions across the Americas. For years, we've studied Earth's upper atmosphere in detail from the ground in low Earth orbit, East said. By backing out to geostationary, we can put things in a global context. While you can see half the Earth from out there,